Hello and welcome to this new Fruitful Thoughts episode. Doing the OWC coverage actually, and for the first time ever, we are live on Twitch with this series. We've always done this like pre-recorded, but now you can hear us talk live. Wow, that's beautiful, isn't it? Today I'm joined by Zach. He's gonna help me with this interview here. Hello, Zach.
Hello.
And we are having the team of Finland today to talk with us about the OWC World Championship. So welcome Dragon Mob, Yuki, Nenko, and Nyanaro, all of you. Thanks for being here.
Hey.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Sorry?
Thanks for having us.
Oh, thanks for being here. I mean, we are very grateful for your appearance. So yeah, let's just jump right into it actually and just talk about everything that's ongoing with OWC. I mean, the process of it hasn't even really started yet, as the drawings haven't even, been broadcasted yet. But let's just talk about your preparations and everything leading to this moment, I guess. As that is really what all we can talk about right now. So to start off with, who are you? How did you get into OWC? And how did you get into this tournament scene, the high-end professional scene, you could almost call it, I guess. Just talk a little bit about your background history, if you'd like, and starting off with Dragon Mob, then, if you'd like.
Yeah, sure. Well, I've been playing for like 2 years about now. Like, starting for like playing only a little bit. I was playing CS all the time, but then I switched to OWC, played it quite a lot and all the time more and more. And I always like focus on passing harder and harder maps, and that was my motive to get able to move to the higher star maps all the time.
That's
and
cool.
it was through that I met some very nice people. I've been playing some tournaments with as well, and I guess that my way of playing OWC has been a bit unique for Finnish and Finland, for the Finland players. Not many people try to improve the same way I did.
Like, you're just doing it at a really rapid pace, I then assume, with these really hard maps, and not really focusing on mods then? Or do you do that as well?
Yeah, I pretty much focused on just the start difficulty at the start, and the mods came after that.
That's very cool. I mean, I do that as well for Catch, but that's a mini game, so I'm not gonna get into that right now. Next up then, Yuki. What about you then? What's your OWC history?
Out of all the players, at least currently here in the podcast, and I think for the whole Finnish team, I'm the one that has been playing for the shortest amount of time. And like I originally started OWC when I just saw it on YouTube, thought that it was cool. Like, I really liked music, stuff like that, so I got into it, and I was hooked on the first play. In the 2 years I have played, I have taken basically no breaks. There was one time when I had a 5-day break when I went on a trip.
Is that your longest break ever?
Yes.
Wow.
5 days. And it was in the first month I started. After that, I've basically taken no breaks in the 2 years I've played.
That's some real dedication right there.
Yeah.
Kind of sounds like
and
you.
Like my motivation for improving when I started was not to improve for the sake of improving or to be good at all. My motivation was just to be able to enjoy. Like, I play the game mainly for fun, for my own enjoyment. That's why I play anything, actually.
Cool.
And I want to enjoy these more fun maps. Like, I think the biggest motivation ever for me was the map Ember's Love.
Sadly,
like,
I
saw it or passed it when I was like really low rank. When I was playing in a certain tournament. Like before, I played multiple tournaments before, and like I thought that it would be so much fun to be so good that I could play this map and enjoy the patterns in the map.
All right.
So I wanted to improve to that level of playing. That's why I'm kind of more focused around no mode and more tricky stuff, and I'm basically an AC player and marathon map player. That's my role basically here.
I see. And you're really
And,
enjoying the game then, I do assume, for being able to play on such a long period of time and doing the marathon maps and stuff.
Yeah, I have a lot of patience. I can be 6 minutes into a 7-minute marathon and retry. It's like it's nothing just because I got a few hundreds.
Wow, that's some cool dedication there.
And also like as for OWC history, I think the most mentionable thing about my history is my place in the Finnish community. Like in less than a year, 11 months, around a year, let's say that. Like it started around the New Year's Eve. So like basically in that time period, that's when I first got into the Finnish community by getting into the OWC Finnish Discord. And now after 11 months, I own basically I think it's 150 people Finnish OWC Discord, co-owned with Dragon Mob and Multari.
You've got all that street cred.
Yeah, it's like most active OWC. It's still a little bit smaller than OWC Finnish, but OWC Finnish is not an OWC Discord anymore, really. So this is basically the main center of Finnish OWC playing.
And you are the one who started it all. That's very cool.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. And I have a lot of connections. Like I'm friends with top players. It's kind of like funny to see how far I've gone in the community in such a small amount of time.
I mean, listening to your story and how much you've played and your dedication to the game, I mean, that does earn you a lot of respect in this community, I can tell you that. So, understandable, and I like that you like this game and how hard you work for it, and that you like the community as well. I mean, those people are the best, right?
I mean, yeah, the people are really good, especially the people in the Discord I own. It's made just really nice people, and like I started it because I wanted to help the Finnish community and make it better, and that's what I'm working on.
That's a
and
lovely.
That's why I do this community thing.
Cool stuff. But yeah, moving on then to Nenko. What about you then?
Unlike Yuki, I think I'm actually the oldest player in this podcast. I started
Do you have a walking
out.
cane or not?
Walking? No.
No, yes, okay.
but I started out in 3 months. It's gonna be actually my 5th year anniversary with OWC, so I've been around for a while now. But my memory is really vague about the times when I started, but I remember starting out in OWC with the recommendation of one of my British friends that said that this is a pretty good game. I should try it since you've already like played some rhythm games like Mania and stuff. And I was like, okay, let's give it a try. And yeah, I just instantly got hooked. I borrowed a tablet from my friend, and I tried to learn with it, and I just, took those that I had and just went on with it. And what else? Well, in the summer of the same year, 2013, I was like, well, I want to try learn hidden mode like as strongly as I can. So I turned on hidden mode like permanently so that I can like master the mode. But what happened was I had it on for like 2 or 3 months without ever taking it off. So what happened was I got so used to the hidden mode that I could not play no mode at all anymore.
Ruined.
So yeah, so I was like, you know what do I need no mode for anyway? So I just kept playing with hidden all the time. So For like 4.5 years now, I've been playing with hidden all the time. So I'm like, that's my strong point for this team. Like, I have the hidden reading with my experience. But like outside of hidden, I'm actually really weak in terms of like hard rock and double time and stuff like that. Like the strongest points comes from me when it's just hidden. It's like my sweet spot.
Yeah, it's just your specialization, and that's why you're in the OWC team then, I guess, just to play that.
Yeah. I'm like a supporting pillar for the hidden mods.
Very cool. I mean, very respectable as well. Coming from Zach, yeah. This dude's been playing hidden too much as well in the minigame catch, but yeah. You can talk with him after the podcast, you know, fanboy a little over the hidden if you'd like.
Yeah.
Beautiful time, good time.
As a matter of fun fact, I've been like accused of like copycatting Cookiesy for like playing it with hidden all the time, but I started out like 4 years already for so.
Copy pasting somebody in game for playing the same mod. Who the hell says that? Unbelievable.
So surprisingly many people actually.
That's very weird, but yeah. We believe you, man. We believe you. You're welcome here. All right then. Lastly, we have Nyanara. What about you?
So yeah, I'm surprisingly the captain for this team, regardless of me being the second lowest rank in the entire tournament. I guess that has something to do with my very, very unorthodox playstyle. We'll get to that in a second. So I started this game around 4 years ago, early 2014. I got into the game from a video made by Zephyr. The video didn't really attract me too much, so the video by Gaze McGee attracted me even more, which got me into this. Yeah, a video by YouTuber Gaze McGee.
And which
the
map
same
did you
Gaze
play?
McGee, who is the top player today. The map that I first saw was Muriokupi's Catastrophe, you know, the 200 BPM map that everyone double times. So yeah, ever since then I've been playing. I never had any like friends that played OS. My friends have I've had friends from other places that I may or may have gotten into OS, and all OS friends are from OS, so kind of a
close
lone
circle.
wolf here.
Yeah. But still.
So my playstyle history is pretty interesting because when I started, I tried to experiment with all the mods. I tried halftime, I tried easy, I tried double time, I tried hard rock, and I thought this easy mod was it was very stupid. So I made a forum post about how stupid it is, and this person called Milhoref directed me to another post, and I was just silent about it. I gave up on the matter. And a few months later, I saw this same Milhoref person stream with this easy mod, and I was just blown away with how good he is on it. He was doing Tama Taiso with easy halftime. I was just baffled on how he could do it, so I thought, hey, I can do this. So I tried learning it, and
took longer than
here we go.
expected.
It's been around 2.5 years since I started playing easy mod, and now I'm a well-respected easy mod player.
I mean, whenever I see those Mathem or GN plays, I always get baffled by how do you keep everything in mind that's going on your screen, right? Because on high AI, you can it's basically a matter of just reading and being able to, see the notes, it's visible on screen, know that it's up next, and hit it. But whenever you're playing stuff like hit halftime easy, like you're saying right now, how do you even manage that stuff, man? What is your IQ? You're 500,000 or what's going on there? Takes a lot of practice, I do assume.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to get into since high high star rating maps, you can just try to play them, and you can still comprehend what's going on. But if you're playing easy mod, you can't even comprehend what's going on. So it's very hard to get into.
Yeah.
Well, I got into it, and now I'm known as the best reading player in Finland, mostly just because there aren't any others. Yeah, that would be my story.
Cool stuff.
It might be like a kind of very familiar F to. He played with you in OHC, right?
Milhor played me in another tournament. Yeah, I'm good friends with all the other easy players.
It might be pretty weird for him because he originally saw you as someone who thought easy was super stupid, and you changed your mind about it.
Yeah,
Best anime
I think
redemption
he's
ever.
the best mod in the game. So yeah.
Well, that's very nice.
I guess with that, we will move on to our second question, and we'll start again with Dragon Mob. And it is, have you ever played in other tournaments or OWC before?
Well, I've played in a few tournaments, starting with Happy Sticks, like monthly tournament or something like that, where the winner got 1 month supporter. And I somehow managed to win that. It was a solo tournament, and I was so happy. I was like 25k or something. I managed to win and got support that I felt so good.
Yeah, that's got to be a great feeling.
Yeah, I was still so noob, but it was the first time I got support, and I met nice people during the tournament, which I played a few other tournaments with. I can't really recall the tournaments. We didn't go very far. And after that there was a big break. I focused pretty much on multi and solo playing. Then we played in was it OHC?
This year's OHC or like previous years?
Yeah, this year I played a bit. Well, my team played.
I didn't notice you, sorry, I was commentating for that.
Yeah, well, my team dropped very early, so I didn't really get much playtime.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think that's pretty much my history. I really haven't been able to get far with the tournaments. I guess it's one reason is that my focus on the game has been always combo based, and as I said earlier, playing harder maps when the tournaments are mostly low star rating maps with very high consistency requirement.
So I guess this is also your first World Cup then?
Yeah, this is my very first World Cup.
How are you feeling about that overall?
Well, I feel really great that I managed to get here, even though 1 year ago I was very far from even touching this thing at all.
Yeah, because I assume way back then you just thought you'd never have any chance of competing in the World Cup, and then now here you are.
Yeah, exactly. The times have changed quite a lot in 1 year, and I hope we can go far in the tournament. We will see. But I have I'm expecting we will do at least, we managed to do at least something this lineup.
Alrighty then, Yuki, how about you?
When it comes to tournaments, I have played. The first tournament I played was before I was 2K PP. It was one meant for people that had sub 2K PP. It was a very interesting experience, to say the least. So basically the last matches were never held except for I think the final. And it was I got some friends from there that I think I'm still friends with today. and it's like currently I'm thought of as a player who is just no, but only can't play mods. But back then, when I played my first tournament, I was hard rock main. I played basically only hard rock. I destroyed absolutely everyone else in the tournament in hard rock picks, and then lost in other picks. Which is kind of weird because now that I'm in really in the I think the highest rank tournament that there is, at least by a community standard, and now I'm here just playing no mod.
Well,
Times
most
have
people usually find their
changed.
specialty later on.
Mm.
Any
And-
other tournaments you've been playing?
Yeah. I've played multiple other tournaments as well. Like I played in, I think the most memorable one was Adopt a Scrub tournament. It was like a, yeah, there's a baby in the background, definitely.
Ah, that's very cute. I mean, I just noticed it. Is that like maybe
why
too
I
intimate with
break.
it? Sorry?
That's why I had a breaks in my talking.
Okay, I see. So it's yours, then I assume.
Not mine.
Oh, okay, not yours. Well,
Brother.
your brothers. Ah, okay, very cool still. That's very cute. Cool.
All right.
Basically, Adopt a Scrub was a very lengthy tournament. It had an interesting concept. Damn. But I got lots and lots of friends from that tournament, and actually some of them are playing in OWC right now. Like Rauhan Hakim was on my team in Adopt a Scrub tournament, and he's now playing in OWC.
It's
Is
always
this
nice.
your first OWC?
This is my. I've been playing for 2 years. Yes, this is my first OWC. Yes. I don't think you can make it into OWC in one single year. I don't think anyone has ever done that, except for maybe the first.
Are you feeling really excited for it coming up?
Yeah, because I know a lot of the players that we will be playing against. Like I know a lot of these people. I'm friends with a lot of them, so it's gonna be interesting playing against them, and it's just gonna be good and fun competition.
Yeah. All right. How about you now, Ninko?
Oh, I was talking without the person to talk. This is my first OWC, but I've been in what was the tournament again? Oh yeah, the I can't remember the tournament's name, but it was like 2 people registering in it.
Duel Masters, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. I was in that with Boofy, but that's the only tournament I've been in before, so this is my first OWC.
And how are you feeling about it?
I'm feeling pretty confused but excited at the same time.
Just a lot going on at once.
Yeah, but the reason this is my first OWC was because I was like restricted for like 3 years, so I couldn't attend any earlier. So
Oh, well, that's always something.
yeah, so interesting times.
All right then, and I guess we will wrap this up with Nyanaro.
Yeah, I have a fairly lengthy tournament history. Not only just playing in tournaments, but I've also made tournaments and mainly made map pools for them. I started off in 2015 spring in SMT with a team, just me and a bunch of friends. We didn't do too well. Then I went on to Z tournament, which was, I believe, in the same year, or was it the next year? I don't know. That one I had a Finnish team, captained by Multari. After that, I took a fairly big break in playing tournaments. But recently this year, I've participated in 4. So I started off with the Ost-China Winter Tournament, I played with a bunch of other easy mod players. We got knocked out by Dragon Mob's team in the group stages. He wasn't playing that time, so he can't be flaming me for that. Then I went on to the Vintage tourney, which I again lost in the first round, but this time it was in a tiebreaker against Doomsday, which was just pretty nervous experience. To be in a
Yeah, I don't think
tiebreaker
anybody
against
wants to go
one
up
of the best
against
players in the world.
Doomsday.
Then I went on to the tag tournament, which was I only got to play like one match in that, and we didn't continue in the tournament after that, I don't think. And then the big highlight for tournament play for me was the OHC, which just ended. I was in a team with, again, a bunch of easy mod players, but this time we got 9th place, which was pretty decent out of
That's very
64
respectable.
teams.
Yeah.
We
Nice
got
stakes
knocked
in that
out.
tournament.
Yeah, we got knocked out by a Chinese team, which is a fairly formidable opponent.
The My Angel Crystal, maybe, by any chance?
No, it was AAAA.
Oh, AAA. Yeah, they made it really far into that tournament too. But yeah,
so,
that's very cool. You've improved seemingly. So yeah, how do you feel about this OWC then?
The reason, like, my playstyle is very weird. I don't really like to farm PP, but the only reason I've been farming PP for the last 2 years was basically to get into OWC. I didn't get there last year, which I thought I would have, but I didn't. So I got in this year, which was basically, wouldn't say a dream come true, but fulfilled a goal of mine. Had this goal for 2 years, so I guess I can finally stop farming PP.
Finally, is that time. I mean, I know the feel. Farming PP just for the seeding and stuff. It's
Yeah.
pretty darn annoying.
Yeah, it's kind of sad since it doesn't fit my playstyle at all.
Yeah, it's not really
No.
adequate. It's not really a very adequate way of seeding, in my opinion, either. But yeah, for people like you, especially, you know, your skill cap could be way higher, honestly. But at the same time, due to the fact that you're not playing like very PP heavy stuff, it doesn't really get shown. So yeah, that's too bad. But
So yeah, that's about that.
Cool. So, how do you guys feel about the team roster you've been able to create this year altogether? Like, are you playing with people you consider friends? Do you think the team atmosphere is nice? Do you just believe that you're gonna have a fun time altogether? Like, how's that?
Yes, we are actually. I think the whole team. Let me see. Yes, the whole team except for Sanche are friends with each other. Like all the 7 players that are not Sanche are very good friends with each other. Like me and Dragonmob. Dragonmob is like the co-owner of the Discord.io, for instance.
Yeah, I
And
think
all of the other people are very active users there. And like, it's just really interconnected. Everyone is friend with everyone.
well, I think there has been a minor change in the roster because last year it was, in this year there's nobody from the last year's team except Sanse, and he was like last moment pick. Earlier he said he won't play, and when we were asking about the other players who played last year, nobody was coming up. So this year's setup is like completely new, formed from I guess
The new generation of Finnish OWC players.
newer players in Finnish scene.
Yeah, you don't see that a lot. So that like the entire previous roster just gets overthrown by, well, new players in this case, I guess. But at the same time, that's very interesting. It does show that the game is still very much alive. And I mean, new people are coming in and new people are enjoying the game, luckily. So glad to see that.
Yeah, that is true. There's always new players coming up, but it feels a bit bad that the old players have quit or they have no interest in continuing, at least in the OWC or in a competitive way.
So good atmosphere. I can definitely conclude from this then, altogether.
Yeah, you could say that.
Very nice.
All right. Well, the next question is specifically for you, Nyanaro, since you are the captain. What exactly led you to select your team?
Well, I wasn't initially the captain, that was Wookie, but I did participate in the selection process with him. We kind of did some cooperation,
I think
including
basically
Dragon
everyone-
Mob. The selection process was, I would say it started before we got the lists for the players. Me and Dragon Mob went around asking people if they want to play in OWC. We got a fairly formidable lineup, actually, since considering last year's players didn't want to play. Like, I asked Muff if he didn't want to play, Multari didn't want to play, and a lot of the players that played last year just have quit or aren't playing actively right now. So, considering that, I would say we did a fairly good job on finding people. The selection process got kind of interrupted when we found out that Sunset would actually be participating. We thought he would not, so...
he had previously said that he would not be participating at all.
Just kind of.
And there was kind of drama around him saying that if he became captain, he would mess up the picks or something like that, but that was resolved. But like other than that, he said he would not participate. But then at the very, very last moment, he did come in and he got picked into the team.
That sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah, I guess that's the reason why Sanche wanted the guy made the picks, but it was us who started to form the team. Previously, yes, it has been pretty much the top players and Sanche was made the picks, but we thought this year we have to pick the team different.
Oh, cool, but at least you guys have a fun team, so no problems to be seen there. But again then, as a question to all of you altogether, I've looked a little bit at your average ranking because that's the way we see it, even in 2017, sadly. But I just had a little bit of a look and I concluded that you guys would land in the unseeded section, which is a quite a rough
correction.
start.
We would be low seed because the system for seeding would be the top 4 players.
Yeah, top 4.
Since that's the minimum. So
Well, maybe
yeah,
I got
we're
it
low
wrong
seed.
then. Could be, but regardless, low or unseeded, both positions are kind of a rough start, you could say, right? Because you will have to face 2 teams, well, that are between brackets then considered to be better than you guys. So my question to you guys here is, what teams do you like completely and absolutely not want to face in group stage?
Well, there's like a selection of unseeded teams that are very, very strong in tournament play, such as the Hong Kong squad. I believe they are unseeded, but considering they have like one of the best tournament players in the world, you could probably remember Shen Mapo from OHC. That's pretty much the Hong Kong team, minus Flask, who is in the Taiwan team. So we would definitely not want to face Hong Kong. And
yeah, but for the high rank team that would also come and play against us, I think from a personal perspective, I will definitely not want to play against the United States team or France. But for instance, like I would like to play against South Korea for personal reasons.
I see.
So yeah, as for like the top seeded teams, I don't think we really have much of a chance against any of them. Maybe against Norway, since I myself know very well how to exploit their weaknesses, since I've been the captain of Norwegian teams in past tournaments, because most Norwegians are in fact easy mod players. So I know the Norwegian team very well. I'm friends with all of them. So I'd actually like to face them, since I know what they are not good at and what they're good at, so we could beat them. But
Yeah,
as
I
for
think
the other
our-
top-seeded teams, I don't think we really have a chance at beating them.
I think our best chances at beating them is just like using the score to our advantage by playing like free mode picks, no mode, and try to go for the tiebreaker and then beat them in that, because that's probably our strongest suit.
Basically, go at them with consistency.
Yeah, that's the best thing we could do, because in raw skill we can't beat these top teams. Like, these are absolutely insane players, but maybe we can beat them in consistency. That's what makes tournaments interesting.
Yeah, that is very true. Well, moving on, what would you guys
Also,
like?
I would really like to play against Romania.
I wouldn't.
It's the first
will
time in
bet-
this World Cup, isn't it?
Yeah, and like I'm friend with like at least two of these people. I'm very good friends with, like Rohulk and Kristi, and I would like to play against them, just like kind of like a friendly match,
Good
because I'm
sportsmanship.
very good friends with them.
They are the same seed, I think, so that probably wouldn't happen. But yeah,
Let's hope.
sadly.
All right. Well, moving on, what would you guys like to actually see specifically coming up in the map pools?
Well, I would not want to see like really high BPM job spam maps.
I think personally I would like to see some newer maps, because last year it has been mostly very old maps. It has been from the old meta. It would be interesting to see this year some recently made maps. Would be a fresh update for the map pool, and I think it's much more fun to play the newer maps than having map pool formed completely from very old style of maps.
Yeah, I thought about something like maybe OWC should have a rule which says that the only maps that can be picked for map pools should be maps that are ranked or made in the year it's being held.
Just to
Or
keep it
something
like,
like that.
actual and stuff, and like from recent.
Yeah, it would be, because it would be a World Cup of that year's meta and playing.
I see. But a little bit of a sub question then. You can already see that the map pickers are Delis, Okurin, and Togliti. Probably pronouncing all of them wrong. But do you expect them to make these kind of map pools that you want to have, or what else do you expect coming out from them?
Well,
actually?
I do know Okorin because of the mentorship. I know him pretty well. But that's just only as a mapper and community member. I'm not sure of his style of picking as a map puller, but I'm pretty sure, since he's very experienced at that, I'd say I'm gonna be pleased with his picks.
Alright, cool stuff then. So this is a pretty hard question, I guess, since you can't really know this yet because you haven't been seeded yet, you haven't been put into a group yet for the group stage. But regardless, just try to imagine as best as you can and think of how far you believe to be able to get in this tournament with the team you're having. What do you think?
Well, I'd say that it's entirely dependent on like luck. Like if we get seeded against some of the stronger no seeded or high seeded teams, we might just fall out on the group stages, to be honest. But if we do get a little luckier, better shot at the groups and we get through, I think we could go for top 9, top 12, that mark. We could beat someone in the quarterfinals. I believe that's entirely possible, but not
I
really.
mean, if we get out of group stages and we get against teams like Romania and stuff, we could easily make it into like top 9, top 8 kind of stuff.
Well, we are facing against teams which have players who have played OWC for many times, and the consistency levels are there on a whole different level than what we have in this team. So I agree that it really depends on luck and what kind of group stage we have and what kind of opponents we get after that if we get past the group stage. I do believe we can do that, but if we face a team with the top players in the world, and I don't think we can really beat their competency, at least in the easier maps.
Mm-hmm. So
I mean, our best bet is basically just beating them in accuracy in easy maps that the both team have like 8 FCs.
I see.
With get better accuracy kind of thing. That's our best bet for like group stages against the really high ranked teams. But against like the other low seed stuff, like after group stages, it's just skill against skill, consistency against consistency.
I mean, it's very much possible in a group stage scenario, so maybe you guys will be able to make it.
Low seed. Oh, so we probably won't be facing the United States, so we're not gonna get absolutely crushed, I think.
Hopefully, we'll just hope for that to happen indeed. But do you think your chance of getting out of group stage is like larger than 50% or lower than 50% right now? Like, is it more likely for you to come out of the group stage or to not be able to make it?
That sounds like a 50-50 chance to me. It's like right there in the middle.
I
It
see.
either happens or it doesn't happen.
Okay, keeping it simple. That's very nice as well. I'm glad you guys know.
100% uncertain.
Mhm.
Like, I believe we can move forward pretty surprisingly strongly, but it requires like absolutely immense amount of cool headedness, I guess, so that we do not panic and do not like stress out. I believe
that's
we can.
basically my skill set in a nutshell. Basically, only thing I'm good at,
Right.
not
So,
panicking and stuff.
so as long as we have a cool head, I think we can push forward pretty strong in the beginning, at least.
Yeah, we really got to have the consistency and take it easy. We have to do our best.
Right, Zach, you may ask the next question. You can do it, man. No need to PM me about it.
All right. Well, we'll just go one by one again. And Dragon Mob, who do you think is going to be this year's top 3 in the World Cup?
Well, what I have seen, I think US might win this year as well. They really have a good team, and players are experienced. They know how the thing works. They're very consistent. I think they will. If not, they will be at least in the top 3 in any of the places. And, I also think Poland has a very strong team. I think they both are very well. Both teams have been top 3 many times, but I still see Poland's team is also very, very strong, and I believe
Poland
the
team is
players.
weak because they don't have a Zane Sugieres there.
Feels
Yeah,
bad.
yeah.
Pray
but
for Zane.
they can still do very, very good. And the third team, what would I think? Well, like, well, I don't believe Russia nor Germany will do that good. Actually, maybe France.
There's just a lot to pick from, huh?
Good competition, so that's good news, of course. If it's difficult to, make your choices as for a top
Yeah.
3 list, then that's only good news, I do believe. Yeah.
Yeah, well, there are many very strong teams. It's hard to be very sure which one will be the top 3, but at least those 2 I believe will be in the top 3, and the third one might change from France to China, which has a really strong team as well. To I believe Germany has a strong team as well. But US and Poland, at least.
Okay. And Yuki, what's your thoughts on who do you think is gonna be the top 3 this year?
Yeah, I think like South Korea is gonna go far this year. They have a really good lineup.
Just South Korea?
Yeah, number 1 South Korea, number 2 South Korea, number 3 maybe South Korea.
Oh, we're gonna go
Well,
back
that's
to like
an
the 2010
interesting
stuff where you have like team A and B and C of like a single country because there's just too many players there. But yeah, South Korea could be very much true, but I guess you'll have to make another 2 picks, sadly, for us.
Well, I'd say United States and I think like it's my sister.
Hello.
Okay, so I think like the United States because it's just an absolutely really strong team, but I'm not really sure if United States are actually even gonna win this year. Like it is a really really strong team, but I'm kind of like I have a hunch, gut feeling that someone else will take the cake this year. I think the other top
gut
3 team could be anywhere from Canada to Taiwan. But are such really strong consistency teams.
And what about you, Nenko?
I want to say at least USA will be in the top 3. But as for the other 2, I'm pretty mixed. I have like pretty mixed feelings about like what's gonna be in the top 3. But like my thought process is like Poland is really good, Germany is really good, Canada is really good, South Korea is pretty good as well.
Everyone's just really good.
Yeah, but I want to say Poland is going to be in the top 3 as well, just because of how crazy players they have. And I'm tying up between like Germany and Canada because those 2 teams have like crazy consistent players. So I'm like not sure which one I want to say, but for the sake of this, I will say Canada as the third option.
All right, and Nyanaro, how about you?
Well, in my opinion, there's a very clear, obvious top 4. That would be United States, United Kingdom, Poland, and South Korea. I don't know why UK didn't get mentioned at all in the last 10 minutes, but
Okay, lol.
yeah, but like I mean, Bubble Man is like probably the best tournament player right now. I
I
don't know
mean, they
about
kind of
what
threw
you
themselves
think.
already at it with OHC, with Brexit, of course, and making it 3rd or 4th. Not sure.
I think
but
they
that
got
was
3rd, and I mean, since OHC teams are usually way stronger than OWC teams because of them taking like the best players from multiple countries, and Brexit was only UK players,
Yeah, it
which
was
is
solo
basically
UK.
this team. So
Crazy.
I think UK will be not win but get like top 2, top 3. As for
Definitely
the
a
winner,
strong-
it would either be South Korea or United States. I like the Poland lineup a lot, but I think they'll just land at top 4 this year.
It's very nice to see these mixed thoughts. Nobody really having the same kind of order here. So you do believe it's going to be an exciting OWC then, I guess, everyone?
Well, the entire OWC wouldn't be too exciting in my opinion, but like the top 5 would be very nice. Like I really want to add Norway into the top 5, but I can't just put them into the top 4, you know?
Mhm.
So it's like I have like a very specific place for everyone besides the top 4, which is a little mixed for me.
I see.
Yeah.
In before we win the tournament. Aha.
In before
Uh-huh.
Finland champion. Got him. Good stuff. Alrighty then.
Yeah, but I think this year's OWC is gonna be really like exciting, at least compared to the other years where people didn't really watch the group stages, but everyone was really hyped for the final, only because China won the first match, but then needed to win the second one, and the maps were like really popular maps, like the tiebreaker was Furiosa Melody and stuff like that in previous years. So I think this year, because the community has become really different in recent times, I've noticed. So I think this year will be a bit of something a little bit different, especially since there are some like really new players to OWC in like even in like the old teams that have mainly the old good players, and do have some like first timers to OWC as well. We're not the only team to be like that. So I think this year will be a bit different, a bit more exciting, especially since the map pool is probably going to be a bit different, because Skystar is not a map pool picker this year.
It's going to be refreshing, to say the least.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a really popular OWC, especially since OS is going through some big changes right now, with OS Next coming up, and even the OS World Cup having its being in the new wiki format. The people are going to be more interested.
Well, I myself am very much looking forward to it anyway. Do you guys have any final thoughts? Maybe like shout outs to your friends or whatever? Or are we all chill?
I'd like
Shout
to
out-
give a shout out to Insura, since he was the player that unfortunately got kicked out last moment for Sanze stepping in. So yeah, I'd like to give a shout out for him because he's unfortunately not right now on the team.
Shout out to my boy Isopaha Runtik.
I shout out to everyone who believes in Finnish team and all the supporters
Good
and the
stuff.
alumni, of course.
I don't know. I don't really have a shout out, but I do want to thank for the pizza for the storekeeper to giving me earlier today that I'm gonna eat now.
Oh, that's gonna be tasty. That's gonna be good.
Yes.
Well,
Pizzas
you
are
deserve
always
it. You deserve it for having been in this podcast. I wanted to thank every single one of you for joining me today with Zach. It was really fun to hear your thoughts and everything, and it was really interesting as well. So again, thank you. And I hope you also enjoyed it, you lot, anyway.